Sometimes I see bios and it's more like I'm reading someone's dating profile versus their business profile. I'll see something like,
I'm a mother of 4, I live in Ohio, I like long walks around the beach, my favorite color is yellow.
and it's just like, what do you sell? Hey friends, my name is Blasian Bunny. I sell exotic snacks from all over the world, but today, friends, we're going to be talking about 10 easy steps that you can implement in your Whatnot business today that can boost your sales without spending a single dime. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, be sure to give this video a like and let's get into it. Now, this first tip is so easy. I feel like a lot of people kind of miss this step, is to make sure that you have a good profile. Your profile is going to be like your storefront. It's going to be people's first impression of you when they're trying to learn more about you. It seems easy, but I feel like as I continue on in my Whatnot journey, I notice that there's some people who are just missing the mark when it comes to having a good profile. Your profile is going to be your first impression on how people are going to perceive you and decide if they want to give you a follow or maybe bookmark your show or take a look at your shop. So you want to make sure that you're leaving a good lasting impression so that people remember you. So the first thing you need to do in order to have a good profile is a profile picture. For your profile picture, you can either have a photo of yourself, your business logo, or a picture of something that you sell. In my personal opinion, I like the picture of your face there, as I feel like it's just a little bit more personable, but it's definitely not a requirement. I feel like if I see someone commenting and they don't have a profile picture, most likely they're not a seller. You don't want to give that vibe off, right? So you need to have a clear photo. The next thing I feel like you need to have in order to have a good profile is you need to have something in your bio. It sucks when someone's looking at your profile and there's no clear indication of what you sell. Sometimes I see bios and it's more like I'm reading someone's dating profile versus their business profile. I'll see something like,
I'm a mother of 4, I live in Ohio, I like long walks around the beach, my favorite color is yellow.
and it's just like, what do you sell?
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Sometimes I see people's profile and it's like this really, really big paragraph. I promise you guys, most people are not going to read that. I think it's just easier if you just make it short and simple so people understand if you sell jewelry, then in your profile it should say you sell jewelry. Very simple. The method that I like to do is using the bullet point method, short and simple, and then using emojis along the way to make sure that it's cute. I also think that it's a good idea to put some type of consistent schedule in your bio as well so people know when to expect you. If I have a favorite TV show, let's say Fear the Walking Dead, if I know that that TV show comes on every Sunday at 7 p.m., I'm going to reorganize my life so that I'm ready at 7 p.m. to watch that show. I want you to think of your Whatnot show in the exact same manner. So if you create a schedule where people know when to expect you, you're more likely to have people attend your show. Now, when I say consistent, it doesn't mean that you have to be on every single day, but at least one day out the week, try your best to find a day and a time of the week that is going to work well for you. If you have any social medias, be sure to put that in your bio as well. You can say, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, so that people can follow your journey when you're not on live. Do not put competitors in your bio. For example, don't put I also sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop. Definitely don't do that. Actually have some shows scheduled out. You need to have at least 5 shows scheduled on your profile. That way that you are going to be collecting bookmarks for your shows. And if you guys don't know what bookmarks is, it's going to be the little flag that is in the top corner of your shows. And when someone clicks that bookmark, when you hit the go live button, they're going to get a notification on their phone that says, hey, Blasian Bunny is doing a show right now. You want to try to collect as many bookmarks as you can. Of course, bookmarks does not mean that people are guaranteed to come in your show, but it is an extra tool to try to get people to your show. So be sure to have those scheduled out for people. kind of a missed opportunity if you don't have those shows up for people to bookmark and share with others. Okay, so it's very, very important to have shows scheduled. If you're kind of that person and you're like, I don't know what time I want to do my show, it's okay, friends. Still schedule the shows. You can always simply move the show. That way you can keep those bookmarks. They won't go away if you change the time or date of your show. One thing that is very, very important when you're creating your shows is make sure that you have a good thumbnail. You guys don't know what a thumbnail is? It's the picture that represents your show. Be sure that you have an eye-catching thumbnail that clearly represents what you're selling. Okay, for example, if you are someone who sells in the sneaker category, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to have a picture of your dog as the thumbnail. Do I like dogs? Yes. But if I'm scrolling through whatnot and I'm trying to find a show, if I see a picture of a dog, my brain is going to be associated with, oh, this must be a pet show. So I'm going to keep scrolling because I don't have a dog. So you can basically miss out on people coming into your show because you did not clearly display what you are selling. So make sure you have a good thumbnail. There's several different ways you can get one. You can go to this amazing resource called Google. It is 100% free to go to the search bar, type in what you're looking for, go to images and grab one of those, something that is going to be similar to what you're selling. You can take your own photo, or you can go to places like canva.com, and if you're more of an artsy or creative person, and you can kind of custom create your own thumbnail there, or you can use ChatGPT to create a thumbnail for you as well. Don't make it hard for people to understand what's going on in your show. Just make sure that it is something that is going to catch your eye to make someone click it. So your goal of your profile is to get people interested in clicking and attending one of your shows. So keep that in mind. The next tip that you can do to make sure that you're boosting your sales on Whatnot is be prepared, okay? You will be surprised that a lot of people do not prepare themselves before the show, and that is what's going to plummet their sales, because when someone comes to your show, they're going to notice how unorganized your show is. You got stuff all over the place. You really don't know what you're selling. Make sure that you're prepared for your show. There's things that we can do ahead of time to make sure that we have a successful show. Remember, we talked about in the previous tip that people have bookmarked your shows. Once you hit the go live button, all those notifications go out to every single person, and now they're going to come into your show right away. And if you seem like something's not going right, or maybe you're not there because you had to step away to use the bathroom, the people who came in, they're going to be like, what the heck's going on? And they're going to leave your show. And find something that works well for you. For me, I love looking at my items, organizing them so I know how many of what item I need, making sure that I transfer my listings from my previous show, add giveaways in, that I have a bottle of water, pray before my shows, my lighting is good, my sound is good, I'm making sure that my phone is charged before the show. Yeah, look, I learned that the hard way. You don't want to have to stop your show because your phone is dying. So make sure that you're prepared so that when you hit the go live button, you're ready to go right away. Making sure that your background is neat and clean. Now, when someone comes into your show, it's like they're walking into your store. Imagine going to the mall and there's boxes everywhere, there's clothes on the floor. Like, wouldn't that be weird? It is the same thing when it comes to your Whatnot show, okay? Now, I understand there's some people who maybe they do pallets, but what I'm saying, there's a difference between boxes and trash. When you have a clean background, I feel like people can trust you and know that they're going to get quality items and service from you because they can see that you take pride in what you're doing. So make sure that you take the time to clean up and make sure that it looks nice. Make sure that you have listings in your shop. This is huge. You need to make sure that 100% of the time when you are on Whatnot doing a live show, you need to have items in your shop, okay? This is a way, kind of like your mini website inside of your live show, where people can go in and see what you're selling either in the auction or the buy now tab. I've seen so many people miss out on opportunities because they didn't have a loaded shop. You do not want to miss out on that. So make sure you take the time ahead of time to prepare yourself, add some things in your shop. You'd be surprised, friends, how many times I've purchased something in someone's shop and I wasn't even looking for it, but I went in there and I was like, oh my gosh, I do need this, or I want this, and I actually purchased it. But I would have never done that if it wasn't already in their shop. Confidence comes with preparation. So the more that you are prepared, the easier it will be to run your show. Alright guys, tip number 3. Make sure that you're an active community member. What does that mean? Okay guys, this is going to be an easy one, and it's actually a fun tip as well. If you guys do not know, Whatnot does have a community category where all the shows that are in this category are going to be like seller supports, buyer supports, people teaching you how to do things, to be talking about their experience here on Whatnot, coffee and chats, things of that nature. Go into these kinds of shows and promote yourself there. A lot of times people will allow you to promote yourself in a community show, and then just also go into your category's show and get to know the people. I know it's kind of weird to walk into someone's show, you don't know a seller and you don't know any of the people in there, but I promise you, if you say hi, they're going to be excited that you're there. They're going to greet you. And remember, every single time that you make a comment down below, that's when your profile pops up, because the more you comment, the more likely someone is going to click your profile. They're going to go there and they'll be like, oh, this bunny girl, she sells exotic snacks, how cool. And now I have a new follower who potentially is going to be a new customer. So make sure that you're active in talking in these chats, okay? Now, I'm not saying go into, like, for example, if you're in a beauty show and you're like, hey, I also sell beauty, be sure to come to my shows.
Stop it. Get some help.
Don't do that, friends. Don't do that. That's probably the quickest way to get booted from someone's show. That's not good etiquette. That's why I tell you to go to community shows and promote yourself there. You're a beauty seller and you go into someone's show and they're showing this really pretty lipstick and you're like, oh my gosh, I love that lipstick color. That would be perfect for date night. Whatever comment you're saying, make sure that it is going to be adding to the show. Another thing that you can do is you can be a part of a Facebook group. This is what I did when I first started here. You can go to Facebook, go to groups and type in the word Whatnot, and there's all these groups, like hundreds of groups that you can be a part of, where you can drop your links, talk about yourself. If you're looking for a group to be a part of, you can be sure to sign up for our group. It is called the Whatnot Resellers Network. It's going to be a free community where you can drop your links, talk about yourself, meet other sellers, network, ask questions as well. Tip number 4 is have good vibes. I cannot tell you how important it is to have good vibes in your show. What do I mean by that? When someone comes in your show, make sure that you're always pleasant, showing off your personality, being a great seller. Have you ever went into someone's show and they were just being really nasty, mean, rude? Like, that doesn't make me want to stay in your show. I'm gonna swipe out of that show so quick, okay, y'all? So make sure that you're always staying positive no matter what's going on in your show. Your energy matters more than you think it does. People are like yelling at their chat. I've seen so many sellers crash out. And it's a huge turnoff, okay, friends? So make sure that you maintain good positive vibes, that people want to stay in your show and hang out with you, because nobody wants to be hanging out with somebody who's super negative. Your presence is the reason why people return to your show, not just your products. There are thousands of sellers on Whatnot, and a lot of us sell the same kind of stuff, right? So people are coming to your shows because they want to support you. So your energy, your vibes, and your presence matters. Make sure that you're also paying attention to your chat. You have no idea how much this matters. Okay? I know that sometimes we're not able to comment on every single thing that someone says, but if someone is asking to see something and you're not paying attention to the chat, you're just so focused on running the items, you can miss out on potential sales. Make sure that at the end of the day, you're always being yourself. There's nothing wrong with having a favorite Whatnot seller, but remember, stay true to who you are. For example, Y'all, if you guys come to my show, I tell a lot of corny jokes, and I wouldn't change that for anything, guys. I talk really fast in my shows too, but there are gonna be some people who really enjoy that, and some people are gonna be not into that, and that's totally fine. I'm gonna stay true to who I am because I want people to follow me for me. So if you're someone who likes to sing, or maybe you have a quirky personality, or maybe you're sarcastic, whatever it is, be sure to show that side of you because that's going to be the reason why people follow you. Tip number 5. I feel like this one is one that people learn the hard way. Stop doing $1 starts. I don't believe in $1 starts, especially when you are a newer seller. Now, it's different when you build your business up, you have a crowd of people in your show, and you know that your people are going to bid up those products. I feel like when people first start here on the platform, they assume in order for me to have a large amount of people in my show, I need to do $1 starts. This is going to be detrimental to your journey here on Whatnot because when you're first starting, you don't have a lot of people in your show yet, and that's okay. Please make sure that you know the cost of your items so that you can make a profit. If you know that you need this item to sell for $5, you should not start it at $1, you should start it at $5. Okay, and make sure that you're keeping in mind your entire cost when it comes to figuring out what you should price your items. What did the item cost? Did you have to pay shipping to receive that item? The time it takes for you to pack the item and show the item. Are you making enough money in the end to rebuy products? Are you getting paid for your time? What about the packaging material it takes to ship this, okay? Keep all that stuff in mind when it comes to coming up with your number of what you should be selling your items for. Have your starting bid the lowest that you are willing to accept for an item. It is my biggest pet peeve here on the platform when sellers start at $1 and it doesn't sell for the amount that they want and they get pissed at their customers. Oh my God, chat, I can't believe you guys let that go for so low. This is worth $200 and it only went for 10 bucks. If you start your bid at that price, it might go for that price. So if you don't want it to go for that price, then make sure you're setting your prices for what you want. Tip number 6, know your products, friend. How do you expect people to trust you if you don't know your own products, okay? Imagine I'm trying to sell this and I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what this is, guys. We're gonna go ahead and run this, hold it up, and you're expecting people to buy it, even though you haven't explained to them what it is. Okay, friends, this right here is actually going to be a Chinese Pepsi in the flavor pomelo and green bamboo. If you've never had pomelo before, it's going to be like a sweet version of a grapefruit. See the difference? Now you are able to know exactly what it is and you can make a decision as a customer if you want to purchase it or not. So you don't have to have a vast knowledge of what you are selling, but you need to have some general idea so that people know what the heck they're buying. It is a pet peeve of mine to go into someone's show and they don't know what it is, but they're expecting people to buy it, and I just don't feel like that's fair. And it also shows me what kind of seller you are if you're not even taking the time to learn what your products are. There are some people who do like pallet pulls and they're opening the boxes as they go. That's a little bit different. At the end of the day, friends, try to have a general idea of what you are selling. It will make you look more organized, more professional, and people are more likely to trust you if you know what the heck you're talking about. When you explain your items here on Whatnot, I feel like it sets you apart. It makes you more unique, and then this is also a way where you can show your personality to your customers.
I'm selling lip gloss and excuse my hair. Yeah, if y'all want y'all looks popping like mine, come holler at me.
Alrighty, this next one is a huge one. Tip number 7 is always have something running. The way that Whatnot is set up is you're running an item and people are swiping on the items. Do not be the kind of person who is in a show and is like, okay guys, let me know what you want me to run. Do you guys want me to run this soda? If you guys want me to run this soda, comment down below yes. Okay, and then you kind of wait for people to say something. No, be in charge of your own show, friends. Always run something. My rule is if you touch it, you run it. Don't ask people if they want it. You'll know when they want it when you start running it and they bid on it. That's how you know, okay? Just run the items, because the more times that you hit the run button or the auction button, the more opportunities you have to get sales. If you're not running anything, you can't make any sales. So always run as much as you can, okay friends? My idea is I want to show you guys as many items as possible in a short period of time. You are trying to get the attention of viewers, not just sitting here waiting for someone to say something to you. They're coming here to watch your show. So just keep running things, even if you only have a couple people in your show. If no one's saying anything, continue to run no matter what. Even if you are new, you should be doing at least 2 items per minute, okay? So if we think of that, friends, there's 60 minutes in an hour, so that means you should be running anywhere between 100 and 120 times in an hour. Think about that. If you're just sitting there waiting for people to ask you, you might only get the opportunity to run 10 things in an hour. 10 opportunities or 120 opportunities? Which one do you think is going to make more sales? Tip number 8. Now this next one is going to be a little controversy, but I feel like doing this one step alone boosted my sales dramatically. I do the sudden death method. It means that as soon as the timer is up on the bottom of the screen, whoever is the last bidder wins. When I first started here on the platform, I used to do 30-second traditional auctions. So that means, friends, that I was talking about the product and then I would sit there and hold the product for 30 seconds.
3 hours later.
And then if someone bid on the product, it would add a couple of seconds to the end. And it just took forever for me to run products. They don't need a lot of time to figure out, yes, I want this, or no, I don't want this. Whatnot is a fast-paced shopping experience. So if I'm sitting here forever trying to show you this one lip gloss, someone's gonna lose interest really fast. So sudden death is my favorite thing. I honestly think that it has doubled or tripled my sales. I'm more of a seasoned seller. I love doing 5-second sudden death. And I know that that seems a little fast, but I do my due diligence before running the auction button. I will sit there and explain what the item is ahead of time. I hit the run button, 5-second sudden death, and then I move to the next product. As you're explaining what the product is, they're already in their mind trying to determine if they want it or not. They don't need the extra time. If that's a little bit too fast for you, I would recommend the 10-second sudden death option as well. Tip number 9 is make sure that you're prepared for raids. If you don't know what a raid is, it's basically when a seller is done with their show. Instead of them ending it, maybe they have 25 people in their show, they take those 25 people and they raid and go into someone else's show. It is a really cool community feature. The cool thing about raids is they're spontaneous. You never know when they're coming. When you get raided, make sure that you thank the seller. Hey, thank you so much, user name 123. I appreciate the raid. And then introduce yourself. Hey everyone, welcome in. My name is Blasian Bunny and I sell exotic snacks from all over the world. I suggest you have 1 or 2 sentences that you can explain to people who you are quickly so they understand who you are and what you sell. You could do like a giveaway if you decide to do a giveaway when I get rated. If you guys want to learn more about giveaways, be sure to check out my YouTube video about giveaways. And then make sure you're showing your best items. I don't care that if you just show that item 5 minutes before the raid got here. You never know, your best customer could be in that new group of people who just raided into you. It is very, very cool when someone raids you because there are thousands, literally thousands of shows going on at the same time on Whatnot. If someone chose you to raid, it's very special because they could have chose anyone else, but they came to hang out with you and bring you potential customers. So you want to make sure you shout them out when they raid you. Also, when you're done with your show, there's no reason of why you shouldn't be raiding into someone else's show. When you raid into another seller, you are getting exposure to a new audience when you raid into another seller. Also, you're helping them out as well because there's some customers in your show that might really like what they're selling as well. Tip number 10. This one is going to be check your analytics. If you guys do not know, Whatnot does a really good job of explaining what our numbers are when it comes to our business. There is something called the Sellers Hub here on Whatnot where you can go in and actually see how you're doing when it comes to growth here on the platform. You can see how many sales you've made in a certain period of time, how many followers. So you want to make sure that you're looking at this every single month so that you can see if you're growing, staying the same, or if there's some things that you need to improve on when it comes to your Whatnot business. I'll walk you through it a little bit here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so what you're going to do is you want to go to your Seller Hub by clicking this button here, then clicking the Analytics tab right there. The dates are going to be here at the top. As you can see, you can edit those dates to whatever you like. This is just the default. Here you see that I did 161 orders in that time period. You can also see your sales, average order value, or estimated order count. Then here in the second column, you can show your average buyer count, how many follows you had during that time period, etc. And then for your streaming metrics, you can see how many live shows you've done, and then also like how much time you've streamed. So that one says 12 hours and 18 minutes. Now here at the top, click one of these times. So I'm just gonna do 1 year. And as you've noticed, it changes all my metrics and shows me what I've done in the past year, which is really cool. So it shows me order counts, follows, and then how much time I streamed. And then you could also click this button at the top to see lifetime. What have I done since I started here on the platform? So if I go back, it shows me that I've done 18,000 orders, 17,000 follows, and then I've streamed almost 1,000 streaming hours. I feel like this is a really good way to create goals for yourself as well. Once you're going through your analytics, make sure you're doubling down on the things that worked really well for you. If you notice that all of your shows in the morning time are making a lot more money than the shows at nighttime, maybe you should start doing more morning shows or vice versa. Make sure you're paying attention to certain things. Maybe you notice that this particular lip gloss color sells a lot faster than the other lip gloss colors. Maybe buy more of these so that you can have the supply for that. Make sure you're paying attention to all the details when it comes to your business. I personally like looking at my analytics numbers on the 3rd of every month. It does take about 48 hours for your analytics to fully process through the system. So all the tips that I gave you today, guys, are things that you can literally start today and won't cost you a penny. Success here on Whatnot is not just about inventory. It's about energy, consistency, and strategy. If you want more free tips like this, I actually do have a weekly newsletter that I send out via email. I will drop the link below. It is called the Resellers Rundown. It is completely free, and I just give you guys tips like this that is going to boost your Whatnot journey here on the platform. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to check the comments down below for that. If I left out any tips, friends, be sure to comment down below your favorite free tip on how to boost sales for your Whatnot business. If you enjoyed this video, friends, be sure to give it a like and subscribe so that you never miss out on content to make your Whatnot business succeed.